So, Mike, let's just go right to your Fighting Illini, who finished fourth in the media poll for the preseason, man. I mean, we touched on just the guard play, the experience, but the big question mark for this team is the front line, is the size. Like, you're going to have a situation at that center position, and you have to throw Morris Johnson into the fire as a freshman into that center spot, along with some other guys. But still, I think that's one of the bigger issues that I see with this Illini roster.
Well, I think what's crazy is compared to probably the last 5 years, you have more optionality with your front court than you've had, because you obviously had Kofi Coburn. You kind of had Coleman Hawkins playing him at the 5, which was out of position. You had to kind of patch some things together. This year, when you look at that 4-5 spot, and part of it is like Tomislav Ivisic, if that dude gets eligible, like, he is a guy that no one is talking about. Partly because no one's sitting there watching the Adriatic League.
Can we say this?
I don't know how there's not a precedent.
Everybody should be eligible.
Not a precedent for this.
Right. This is stupid.
Is it the same issue?
His brother just went through it.
As his brother?
Yeah. I don't know how there's not a template. How do we not have a template that's like, hey, brother went through this. Another brother. Let's move on. Let's get him eligible. Because, like, look, that front court, you got a Vicic. You have a different look if you want to go Morez Johnson. You have a rim runner. You have a guy that creates gravity from his rolls out of pick and roll. And then if you say, hey, we want to go a little smaller, you got Kerry Booth, who I think is primed to take a jump this year, that is going to be able to simplify his game a little more to get more efficiency. And then Benham Rickhouse from Evansville is another guy that I think can be a pro because of the way he shoots the ball at 6'9" and stretches the floor, can put the ball on the deck. Like, they got more optionality at that front court than I think they've had in a long, long time. And that's going to go a long ways, because we haven't even got to, the two guys are the potential top 20 picks in Will Riley and Kasparas Yagashonis. So, like, there's just a lot to like about this team. I think Brad Underwood 2 years ago, right, with the Matthew Meyer team, like, there was just a little bit of like, maybe we don't want to do it that way. Let's find guys that fit our culture, find guys that are about the right things. And you know what? We'll try to optimize that roster. And they did that last year, and I think they put themselves in a position to do that this year.
Yeah, it's a team that finished second in the Big Ten, right behind Purdue. But, Mike, for you, what is the one area, player, or group that needs to play well consistently for Illinois to have legitimate success? And when I say legitimate success, I'm talking being right there like we saw last year and an opportunity to possibly win the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's Kasparas Yagashonis. Like, it's a guy that is a projected top 15 pick. It's a guy that's going to have the keys. And when you got the keys to the car, you got to hope like hell that person doesn't wreck it. And I think this is a guy that has played at the highest levels, literally the highest levels. And it was spot minutes in the EuroLeague playing for Barcelona, but he's been exposed to that level of basketball. It's just different. It's different than some of the prep guys coming in. This has been like a job for him for years. And the other thing that you look at with international players is, yes, you got to adjust to American culture, all that, but probably less distractions than maybe a guy that's this heralded as a potential top pick that maybe has all these friends, families coming to the game, families with opinions, should be doing this, shouldn't be doing that, agents, all that stuff. Like, he's somewhat insulated from that. And I think that's going to set him up, because he is the guy that has to, be the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, Will Riley's going to play more of like I think off the ball role, although he can handle on ball. He makes great reads and ball screens, and they're gonna do that. But if Yagashonis isn't as advertised, that's going to be a problem for Illinois, because then you start resorting to other options that I think aren't as strong at the point guard spot.